Hey guys, ETN here from Sunbros, and it's time for another Hero Quick Look video. And today we're going to be covering Chaugnar. Chaugnar is a class support tank, and his role is buffs. As you guys can see in the bottom left corner, he has pretty good constitution, pretty low attack damage, and ability damage is right around the middle, difficulty is just below average. Chaugnar's first ability, Void Cleanse. Every time Chaugnar uses Energy Surge, he calls upon Chaos Energy to remove all control effects, reduce damage taken, and increases movement speed. Chaugnar's first ability, Energy Surge, unleashes a wave of energy dealing damage to all enemies along the path and slowing their movement speed down. Chaugnar's second ability, Shockwave. Chaugnar trembles and deals damage to all nearby enemies. Damage increases and can stack. Also, this reduces the cooldown of first ability, Energy Surge. Chaugnar's ultimate, Chaos Protection. Chaugnar invokes the energies of Chaos to remove all crowd control effects from nearby allies, granting them immunity to further crowd control effects and reduces the damage they take. The ultimate also resets the cooldown on his second ability, Shockwave, and reduces the mana cost of this ability for the next 6 seconds. Next, we're going to be moving on to Chaugnar's pros and cons, starting with his pros, which are the strengths and things you're going to want to concentrate on if you're playing as him, and the things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing against him. Chaugnar's first pro is that his ultimate, Chaos Protection, is a ult that really renders many heroes useless. And the reason why is because the ability to remove and give them immunity from crowd control effects is absolutely incredible. So many of the heroes in the game rely on the crowd control effects in order to help the team or help themselves secure kills, secure objectives. The ability to remove that crowd control is extremely potent. His second pro is that he's virtually impassive with crowd control. Whether it's the combination of his ultimate Chaos Protection, which it removes all debuffs from him or all crowd control effects from him, and it makes him immune for 3 seconds, along with his passive Void Cleanse, which makes it so that every time Chaugnar uses his first ability, Energy Surge, he removes all crowd control effects. So whether we're talking about either of these abilities or the combination of the two, Chaugnar is virtually impossible to crowd control. He's always seeming to be able to remove them or to be immune from them, and it's really a big difference maker when you're fighting against him. It's super annoying to not being able to crowd control somebody. He just walks around and does whatever he wants to. It's pretty crazy. His last and final pro is that Chaugnar actually has surprisingly great poke. His first ability, Energy Surge, actually doesn't just go out really like way farther than you think it would. It also goes out wider than you think it would, and it's really difficult to dodge. Now we're going to be moving on to Chaugnar's cons, which are the things you're going to want to avoid when you're playing as him, and things you're going to want to exploit or take advantage of when you're playing against him. His first con is that he does very low damage. Generally speaking, Chaugnars are going to be built as tanks, or at least, half tank, half magic damage, so they're not easy to kill. His damage is really inconsequential. His first ability can hit pretty hard, but that's pretty much all he has, and it's not game changing or game wrecking. That's okay. Chaugnar's game isn't to deal damage. It's obviously to ruin the entire enemy team's plans with his ultimate to remove the crowd control effects, making it not a super important point, but it's something that is definitely notable as a con. His second con is that he has very little crowd control. The only crowd control that Chaugnar offers is the slow from his first ability, which is 50% for 2 seconds. And the third and final con is that Chaugnar's team reliant. Because of the fact that he does so very little damage, has so very little crowd control, and really isn't much for a main tank, Chaugnar relies on his team to do what they need to do when he gives them the opportunity by removing that crowd control effects. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and check out our other Hero Quick Look videos, as well as our how to play and how to win Arena of Valor series, and of course our fan favorites, top 5s of each role. But that's it for this one, guys, and as always, till next time.